Religious knowledge for Muslim youth turn back. Believe in the afterlife. What is the day of the hereafter? The fifth of the conditions of faith is to believe in the hereafter. Just as humans and other creatures have an end, the world we live in and the whole universe will come to an end. When it comes to the appreciation of Allah, the angel of duty, Israfil, will blow on something called Eskanlia, and with the influence of a very great voice that will come out of it, except God's wishes, all living things will die, and the order of the earth and the sky will be broken and the universe will take a new shape. After a while after this event called Doomsday, at the command of Allah, Israfil will blow to Sur for the second time and all living things will be resurrected and called to the meeting called Maza. Here everyone will be brought before God and questioned by what he has done in the world. Whatever man has planted in the world will reap in the hereafter, divine justice will find its place and no one will be wrong. Death. Every person has a certain time to live in the world. After this period, the person dies. It is an entity formed by the unification of the human body and spirit. It is the soul that gives vitality and movement to our body. When the time comes by Allah's appreciation, the soul leaves the body. The phenomenon of separation of the soul from the body is called death. Death is appreciated for every person. There is no escape from this. This fact is reported in the Quran as follows. Every creature will taste death. 12. Wherever you are, even if you are in strong castles, death will catch up with you. 13. Death does not mean extinction. It is a transition from temporary world life to endless life. For those who are doing their duty against God, death is a gateway to a higher life. Grave. From the death of man to the resurrection on the day of resurrection, the grave life, the place where it will be found in this time is called grave. When a person dies, his body decays, mixes with the soil, but the spirit that leaves the body does not die. When the man is placed in the tomb, he is interrogated by the angels named Munkar and Nakir. Graves, a resting place for those who answer the questions correctly. For those who cannot answer, there will be a torment. Our Prophet PVUH explained the situation of the tomb as follows. Kabir, depending on the person's work and behavior in the world, is either a garden of paradise or a pit of hell pits. 14. Apocalypse. As we have already mentioned, when the time that Allah appreciates, when Israel, one of the four great angels, blows something called Sur, a very terrible voice will occur, all living things will die, and there will be important changes in the universe. The order of the universe will deteriorate, and the earth and sky will take another form. This big event is called apocalypse. Only God knows when the apocalypse will break. Account, reward, punishment, heaven, hell. The response to the favor is reward, the punishment for the evil committed is punishment. People were sent to this world to be tested, and the duties they were obliged to do were informed. Those who follow Allah's orders, avoid what He forbids and do good to people will have won the test and will be given great reward in return. Everyone will see the value of what they do in the world in the hereafter. Allah Almighty saying, we set up the right scales on the day of judgment, no injustice. 15. Whoever has done goodness will see him. Whoever has done goodness will see him. 16. Paradise is a place of reward for believers. In heaven, there are blessings in this world that eyes cannot see, ears cannot hear, and that no one dreams of. Paradise is a place full of unique beauties, where you will find everything that passes through your heart and enjoys it. Everything there is according to the heart of the person, whatever he wants will be immediately ready for him. In heaven, there is no disease, fear and sadness. There, one will always be young, not old. Life in heaven is endless. There is no death. Entering there will never come out, it will continue forever in pleasure and pleasure. The following is stated in the Quran. Those who believe and do good, useful work are those who are heavenly, they will remain eternal there. 17. There's everything they want there for them, and there's more to our side. 18. Those who do not perform their duties against Allah, do not avoid harams and do evil to people will be punished in hell for their behavior. Hell is the place where those who sin, even if they believe with those who do not believe, will be punished with fire in the hereafter. Those who do not act in accordance with the commandments of Allah, although He believes, do not fulfill their religious duties, will come out in hell for a certain period of time and enter paradise. The infidels and hypocrites will remain in hell forever. The situation of the disbelievers and hypocrites is reported as follows in the Quran. Those who deny and those who misrepresent our verses are those who are hellish. They will remain there. 19. Honestly, hypocrites are at the bottom of hell. You won't find them helpful. 20. Benefits of believing in the last day. Believing in the hereafter gives people a sense of responsibility. A person with a sense of responsibility pays attention to his behavior. To believe in the hereafter means believing that we will be resurrected after death and that we will account for the things we do in the world before Allah, that those who do good will be rewarded, and those who commit evil will be punished. This belief prevents people from doing evil and leads them to goodness and righteousness and makes them moral and virtuous. In a society made up of people with this belief, nobody harms anyone else, everyone respects each other's right and does them as much as they can. These behaviors develop mutual love and trust among people. Those who do not believe in the hereafter will see the facts at the time of death and will want to return to world life in order to make Allah's orders. However, this request will not be accepted because the job is laid off. This situation is reported in the Quran as follows. When death comes to one of them, my Lord, turn me down, maybe it completes what I left without doing, I will do good work. 21. Believing in the hereafter will comfort one and reduce his sadness. Namely, many good people in the world, without seeing their goodness, those who suffer injustice without taking their right, many wrongdoers also die without fines. The day when the right and the unjust, the good and the evil will be separated and the full return of what everyone is doing is the day of the afterlife. Divine justice will find its place in the last day. Those who do good will be given a lot of goodness. Those who suffer injustice will fully receive their rights. They will not stay with the wrongdoers, they will find the punishment they deserve. This belief gives people peace and reduces their sadness. Our Prophet says, on the day of resurrection, man cannot be separated from the presence of God unless he is questioned by 4 things. Where he spent his life. Where it wears out your body. Where he earned and spent his property. What he knew and what he was doing. 22. The time that starts with the resurrection and will continue forever is called the last day. It is one of the most important principles of faith to believe in the resurrection of all people after death and the eternal life that will continue after that. 12. At the time of Al Imran, 185. 13. The chapter of Nisa, 78. 14. Kesful Haba, c. 2 p. 90. 15. The time of Anbiya, 47. 16. Zilzal Surah, 7-8. 17. Baqarah chapter, 82. 18. The time of Kaf, 35. 19. The time of Baqarah, 39. 20. The chapter of Nisa, 145. 21. The time of the believer, 100. 22. Et Terjib Vit Tahib c. 2 p.125.